Hello and welcome to the show. Well, listen, I'm glad you could join the show today. We're talking about the power of giving on Tammy. If you have any information that you want to share with us, you can always reach us at info@tammymccotry.com. I've got a great show planned for you. We've got some special ladies and gentlemen joining us today. You're going to hear from Mrs. Cassandra Boswell, Vanya Strange, Mrs. Kathleen Rogers, Mrs. Alberta Green Bowens, Dr. Barbara Murphy, and Mr. Timothy Simpson. I don't think I left anybody out. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking to the founders and directors of Pathway to Career Training Center Incorporated. So I just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy because we'll be right back. The Curry Insurance Agency has served the community for over 30 years with hundreds of trained representatives to assist you in selecting health plans. Curry Insurance Agency is the largest marketing insurance group in the state of South Carolina for Medicare Advantage and represents all major health carriers. Annual enrollment for Medicare Advantage is October the 15th through December the 7th. Curry's motto is people don't know how much you know until they know how much you care. Call Curry Insurance Agency today at 803-536-0889. Welcome back to the show. Well, I told you we've got a great show planned for you. Today is all about the Pathway to Career Training Center. And I think I'm saying that right, ladies. Now, I'm talking about Pathway Career Training Center. I've been saying Pathway to Careers, but it is the Pathway Career Training Center. And these ladies and gentlemen have some great things that they're going to be talking about. And I just want to say right quick what's on my mind. I always do that one thing, what's on my mind. And the one thing that's on my mind today is we must take care of each other. We have to be a blessing to each other. Listen, things are happening so fast. I want you to stay safe. I want you to social distance. I want you to wear those masks because Omicron virus, the Omicron variant, as I say, the mutation, being a microbiologist, it's nothing to play with. This COVID virus that we're dealing with is serious. And I just want you to be cautious. I want you to be aware. I want you to be well informed. Whether you're going to get vaccinated or not, that's on you. I'm vaccinated. I tell everybody that all the time. I am. It took me a minute to do it, but I did do it last year. And so I want you to make sure that you take care of yourself. But more importantly, this is the power of giving. It's all about giving to people, and it's all about taking care of one another. We've got to take care of our neighbors. So if you do that for me, that's what's on my mind. So without further ado, want to introduce everybody. So come on from backstage. Tiana, let's bring everybody out. We have Mrs. Cassandra Boswell, co-founder, Mrs. Kathleen Rogers, president, Mrs. Vanya Strange, co-founder. We have Mrs. Dr. Murphy, Mrs. Alberta Bowens, Vice President, and then Dr. Barbara Murphy, the treasurer of Pathway Career Training Center Incorporated. How are you ladies doing?
Wonderful.
Fantastic, Tammy. Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Well, thank you for being on the show. Well, first, I'm going to start with Mrs. Cassandra Boswell and Miss Vanya Strange. First, Mrs. Cassandra, and I'm going to say Cassandra because that's who I know, your queen sister. Let's talk about being the co-founder and just kind of give us a little bit of your background in the short version of who you are and how it relates to the founding of Pathway Career Training Center.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Honored to be here tonight. I love you so much, Tammy. Thank you so much for inviting us on your beautiful show. I am amongst powerful leaders, these great women who I have surrounded myself with. My mom taught me as a young girl to always surround yourself with intelligent people because they will teach you something. And these ladies have definitely taught me something on my pathway as I continue to grow and educate myself and, become the best person that I could be. And so with that being said, that's really what was our passion. For over 20 years, I've worked in the corporate world. And so I learned different things in my pathway to become who I am as an adult. And so, working with people, I was seeing different changes in the workforce where you had people who they didn't know how to get to the next level, and so I was just thinking to myself, how could we help them? I was always training people or demonstrating to them how it was to be an excellent employee, but I couldn't help them as much as I would love to help them. And so as I continued to work, I would hone my craft as a educator myself, and helping young people and leading young people. And then God just put Vanya in my pathway, and I met her, and she had the same vision going on, and so we came together, and God has just been so good and blessing us with these phenomenal ladies that you see here.
Wonderful. Well, listen, that says a lot about who you are. As I know, as we call, you are my queen sister, and I always say that. So, Vanya, co-founder, let's talk about your pathway and how you became the co-founder and what this how this helps you, or how this has helped you on your way to becoming the co-founder of Pathway Career Training Center. Tell us
Well,
about you.
thank you. I've been in the business industry for the past 40 years, and it was destined for Cassandra and I to meet because we have the same passion for helping people. God put it on my spirit to be able to see the needs in the community and in people. I live in a wonderful community where we volunteer our time, and from there, and also through church, you kind of get to see where you can help, where you can be of service. So we took it to the next level to really be able to empower the community, to help the people that really need to have jobs, and to help them grow, to help them thrive. That's our full mission, is just to get them to where they need to be in life.
Wow. And that says so much about you as well, Vanya. And we've had that long conversation a while ago. And so to see all these powerful women, I mean, I'm just excited. I am just excited. So next person, president of the board of directors, Miss Kathleen Rogers. Come on, tell me about it, Miss Kathleen. Let's talk about how did you get involved with
Involved with
these
this?
women?
Well, as you know, I was the executive director for the YWCA, and I retired in 2015, I think it was. And so I started a program working with young adults on the autism spectrum. And our program was to get them employed and to get them to become employed and maintain employment. So it allowed me to work with the whole, disability community as well as the autism community. And when we started out, we knew where we wanted to end up, but we weren't quite sure how to get there, because for those of you who don't know, people on the autism spectrum don't function the same as everyone else. So we knew that traditional models for teaching were not going to work. So we had to explore and figure out what would work with that population. And we were quite successful. We got many of them employed, some full-time, some still are maintaining those jobs today. So when I ran into Cassandra, who's a person that I quickly learned has never learned the word no.
Yes.
Somehow that got missed in her vocabulary. So when I met her, I just kind of told her a little bit about what I had been doing, and the fact that we had to shut the program down due to COVID, because it was designed truly on personal to person contact, which we could not do. So there was no way for us to sustain it. And so then she jumps up and says, "Oh, well, we could use you at Pathways." Yeah, so that's kind of how I got involved. She just kind of talked me into it. So I said, "Well, okay, I'm willing to work with that." And of course, I have a long history of working with with human resource kind of things, and establishing programs for youth and all of that. So, and I truly recognize that it's not just about, I know we have a lot of job training programs, but I have recognized that training you on how to do the job doesn't necessarily mean you can get the job. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to maintain the job, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to know how to advance yourself within that work setting. And these are some of the things that Pathways would like to achieve. So it fit right into what I've been committed to all along. So,
Wow.
and
Yeah,
how I got to be president of the board.
yeah.
I got a phone call saying we were going to have a Zoom meeting. And I was asked to attend the Zoom meeting. And I said, sure, I'll be glad to do that. And I Zoomed in, and I'm sitting there in the meeting. And then all of a sudden I hear, well, Madam President. And I'm like, who are you talking to? Well, that's you. I said,
No,
really?
didn't God say to speak things in the atmosphere? I was speaking it in the atmosphere.
That's right. That's right. And you know, I've known you, Kathleen, for many years, so I know this is a great fit for you, and for the organization as well. And I know with all the ladies, with all of your experience, and so that leads me to our vice president, Mrs. Bowens. Ms. Bowens, talk to us about how you became involved with the Pathway to Career Training. I keep saying two careers, but Pathway Career Training Center.
Well, of course, as has been stated, Cassandra Boswell got me involved in Pathway Career Training Center. She and I have been involved in a couple of other ventures, and of course, she does not take no for an answer, and I don't know how to say no. And so just another project that I am taking on. I'm a retired educator with 48 years of service in Charleston County School District. I've been a principal and a teacher, but the job that I probably enjoyed the most was being a special education resource teacher, and I was also the department head at Baptist Hill Middle High School, where I worked with students who were not going to get a high school diploma. And so it was necessary for us to get them involved in internships and to expose them to different businesses in the Tri-County area. And my job was actually being a transition specialist, because once children leave high school, we have to transition them into society. Some of them will go to work, some of them will go to college, some of them will go to a trade school. And so we need to just prepare them prior to leaving. And so I, love service. My entire life I've been serving, and I enjoy what I do, and I'm involved with a lot of other organizations, but this is my passion as well. I had a brother, he passed away about 9 years ago, but when he was in school, they didn't really know a whole lot about autism, but from looking back over my time with him, I could see that he was on the autism spectrum as well. And as was said, it's different for these students. And so I just have a passion to serve, and I just want to do God's business in the world. I love children, I love people, and so this is a good fit for me. If we can give the children and young adults the skills that they need in order to be productive citizens in their communities, that's what it's all about, because a lot of children are leaving high school and they're not prepared. And that's a travesty, and we have to do a better job of educating our children.
That's
With
right.
that's how I came to be a part of, Pathway Career Training Center through my daughter, Cassandra Boswell.
Yeah, yeah. I think we all, this whole circle that you see is Cassandra. Cassandra put all of this together, and you cannot tell her no. And she does not know what no means, and
No, she
which is a
doesn't.
good thing. She's a servant, and you all are servants. And I think, hands off to all of you. I have to give you an applause, because to do the work of working with children, or working even with adults who need the help to really be able to maneuver in today's society, You need people who are passionate. You need people who are servants, and you need people who really care about people. And so my hat's off to all of you. You know, I was waiting for Dr. Barbara Murphy, and Dr. Barbara, if you hear us, we're going to talk about you as well. She's the treasurer.
Yeah.
She came, she's with you all. I think we have some technical difficulties, but we'll figure that out on the back end. Tiana, if you can help her, that would be great. But Cassandra, talk about Dr. Barbara Murphy and how she became involved with you all as well.
Yes, she is another dear friend to me. She's from Columbia. Actually, we are both from the North. We're Northerners. She's from New Jersey, and I'm from Philadelphia. So we are both, Northerners that have come down here, and we love the Southern ways. But Dr. Murphy, in her own right, she is another educator. She loves youth. She works with youth with disabilities, and she's just a phenomenal lady all around. I asked her, she was in college when I had asked, and I was waiting until she could complete all of that because I didn't want that on her plate as well. And I was saying, Dr. Murphy, could you help me out? And so she was like, yes, sure. She's like, I was looking for something else to do. I was like, really?
Oh, that's right up your alley.
But she served the IRS, which I said that must have been something in the North because I also worked for the IRS when I was a young person, and she worked there for 17 years before she migrated down to South Carolina. And she that's why she's our treasurer, because she knows about that money. She know how to pray over it, make it grow. So
Wow.
but yes, ma'am, she is a phenomenal person. She's a resource. What's the job you do, Mother Bowens? You was working in. She does the same thing now.
Yeah, resource teachers.
Yeah, she's a resource teacher.
We work with students who have an individual
Yes.
education
Uh-huh.
IEP,
EP.
and they are on the diploma. They're going to receive a high school diploma, but they may have a disability in math or in
Yes.
reading or writing. But
Yes.
yes.
That's
Wow.
what she currently does.
Well, wow. So Cassandra and Vanya, it looks like as co-founders, you have put a great team together, a great team of women, and I know you have men, gentlemen that are behind you. And which makes a big difference.
Yes.
So, Kathleen, I want to talk with you about programs because you are programmatic woman, and you know all about these programs. And I'm pretty sure you are putting these programs together. Talk about what are some of the programs that you all offer.
Well, we're doing the standard things of looking at academics and the kinds of things that you need to do with that. So we've got them broken down into sections, but the best person to describe all the sections is going to be Cassandra. So I'm going to let her answer that question.
Well, Cassandra, first of all, before you get to the sections, I know I'm talking about programs, but there's something unique about Pathway Career Training Center. It's located in 2 places, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Maybe 3, but I know of 2. Vanya, tell us, before Cassandra, you answer about the programs, Vanya, tell us about the 2 locations.
We are incorporated in Decatur, Georgia, and also Charleston, South Carolina.
Wow. And why did you choose those 2 locations?
Well, this is where we live. I live in Decatur, Georgia, and Cassandra's in South Carolina. But as we were talking, we want our module to be universal or global because it's community-based. So wherever you are, wherever there's a need in the community, that's where we want to be. So where I live in Southwest DeKalb, in Decatur, Georgia, there's a need for job skills. We have high unemployment rates, and like the same in the Charleston area as well. So anywhere that we can be is where we want to be. Where the need, we want to be able to meet the need in the community.
Yeah.
And that's great. And because you don't see an organization that usually will go across the state lines, it's usually just in one place until they get to that point. But you all are just starting out with a bang. So
That's what
Cassandra,
makes them unique.
talk about the programs.
Okay, so there's 9 programs, and Vanya, you can help me out or jump in whenever you would like. But there's 9 programs total, and we're going to start out with 3 programs because it was a great need for those 3 in DeKalb County. So that's why we're starting with just 3 of them, and those are that's our business model, a business program that we have. We're also doing warehouse and logistics, and we're also doing, what's the third one, Fanya?
Hospitality.
Hospitality. That's right. So those are the 3 that we're starting with, and then we also have IT. Fanya.
We have we're also going to be introducing IT, labor. We have the construction program, and also our management
Medical.
leadership
That's right.
program and an entrepreneurship program.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, wow. So let me ask you this, as we're talking about these programs, what is the age range of your candidates, the folks, the students that attend the Pathway Career Training Center?
Anyone from 18 to 80, whoever wants, really, because we're finding that seniors want to learn a skill as well.
Yeah.
Um, Under our business tier, we'll be teaching, your Microsoft Suite, your QuickBooks. So those are programs that people can use at any time.
At any time.
And what is the
At any,
criteria that students need to have to attend the Career Training Center? Is there criteria?
So
yes.
we are just like my Mother Rogers always tells me that we are in the implementation and development stages. She always tells me to make sure I let everyone know that. And so we do have a gentleman, he will be on the next time, and he will tell you more about our assessment that we have, which basically is the career assessment that he's giving to people who are of ages of 18 to 80. He's just really working with them to find out what their love and their passion is. Because what I found out over the 20 something years that I have been employed is a lot of times people are, you know how you say, I must have missed my calling because I should have been doing this or I should have been
Mm-hmm.
doing that. He is an expert at talking with you and helping you to decide what's the best career choice for you, and then we can place you in that field. And so we're going to have online courses as well as things that are in person to person, because we know people need those soft and hard skills, and we want to make sure that they understand that, and that you just don't go to school and learn something, but that you have that hands-on experience. And I think that's what makes us unique, because we're going to make sure that the people who graduate from our courses, they are getting the training as well to go along with it, so that they can say, I know how to do QuickBooks and accounting, but then how do you apply that? We actually want them to see the program progress. So we have employers who have said yes to us, that they will allow them to work in their establishment so they can get that experience. So it's a win-win, that we're being a blessing to the community as well.
That's right. And one of the reasons you ladies are on is because you have this big launch that's getting ready to happen. Now, Cassandra, you keep saying the soft launch, but it sounds it's going to be a big launch, a major launch. And so I'm looking forward to that. I know, Kathleen, you're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And having this launch, kind of talk about that launch, Vanya and or whoever can pitch in.
Okay.
Go ahead, Cassandra.
Well,
Since, since it's in your hometown.
so we Orangeburg, South Carolina is this awesome, beautiful place in Charleston, South Carolina. It's two historically Black universities there. Phenomenal people, just community oriented people. Every time I go there, that's what I feel like home. I feel like it's a place of you know highly educated people who want their community to grow, who want their community to thrive. And so I thought no other place we could start our leadership launch was there in Orangeburg, South Carolina. And so we are starting January the 15th. We are going to have our legacy and leadership series. And we have this powerful gentleman. He'll be on in a little bit. He is just phenomenal. From the age of 8, he's just been doing great things. And so, we're looking forward to hearing from him and him blessing the Orangeburg community. He is a alumni of South Carolina State. So, you'll hear from him shortly. But yes, we are having a legacy and leadership series that is going from January through December of 2022. And I mean, the phones are always ringing off the hook of people that are excited about this. And so I'm truly thankful and grateful for them just calling in and wanting to be a part of the vision that, God has given me and Vanya.
So when it's time for people to apply and I know you're still working on implementation, Kathleen, looking at me like, okay, she's getting ready to ask me this question. But when it's time for people to apply for those courses, when do you expect to be able to do that? Because I know some folks are listening now. Do you have a timetable yet that you want to share with us?
We do. We're targeting April of 2022.
Okay.
Everybody can go to our website, pathwaycareertrainers.com, for more information.
Yeah, and we have that website as well, Vanya, to show everyone.
Fantastic.
And like Cassandra said, please put the HTTPS in front of it instead of just typing pathwaycareertrainingcenter.com. You need to do the whole thing. And so in April, we're looking forward to that. That's April 2022. Yep. Now, this question, and I want you to tackle this question before we go to break. It's about your program compared to community colleges. What makes the center different than going to a community college?
Well, the first thing is that it's a module. We're not a standalone building. We are going to be in churches, community centers, libraries. It can be online, it can be in person. Also, we have Veterans and Disabilities program. Kathleen is an expert in autistic children, so mildly disabled. We're including everybody into our program.
I think the biggest thing that at least got my attention, Tammy, is the fact that unlike traditional community college, we're talking about a more personal, hands-on approach, which is definitely needed. Many times when students come in, they need that encouragement. Many times they're like confused and they need that kind of guidance. Sometimes they're the first generation going to college, and that's a whole different ball game, and someone needs to steer you that way. And then also we recognize that sometimes our young people come out of a program, but they really haven't been taught the soft skills. So, they don't know a lot about customer service. And so they may get the job, but because they lack that understanding, they may not be able to keep that job. We find that a lot of them come in and they don't understand the systems or the structures of organizations. So how you can embrace that to move forward and achieve, get a higher paying position and that kind of thing. And so that's where we come in differently. So it's not about just sitting you down and having you attend so many hours of training. We want to show you how to apply that training and also just get to know you as an individual so we can give you the proper guidance as to how you can get into the workforce and thrive within that workforce.
So a more holistic approach is what I hear you saying, a more holistic approach. And we have a question from somebody, Michelle, and Michelle's in Georgia. She's in Atlanta. She's asking, is there a physical location in Decatur, Georgia? Vanya?
There is not a physical location as of yet, but we are thinking about partnering with New Life Community Center. We've had the conversation, and they're waiting for us to develop the program and the curriculum so that we can house ourselves there.
Okay. Well, Mother Bones, you've been kind of quiet. You've been listening to us. Would you like to add something before for 30 seconds before we go to break, and then we'll be right back?
Well, the main objective, of the program is to just teach our students how to fish so that they can just become fisher of men. We want to give them whatever skills they need so that they can go out and just be movers and shakers in their community. That's basically what our goal is. We want them to be able to sustain themselves, to just take their rightful places in society and make a living for themselves, their family, and just enhance the community in which they live. And so by personalizing the learning for each person, that's going to make a big difference. So I believe when we heard the commercial before from Attorney Curry, his philosophy is similar to mine, where I say that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so,
Hmm.
with us working with these children and giving them, individualized attention, we're going to find out so much about them. As you mentioned, the holistic approach is what it's all about.
Yes.
And in my experience in working with children in the classroom, you have got to really just find out what makes the individual tick. You reading and writing and arithmetic is fine, but you got to find out what is
Right.
actually going on with that individual, because they may have a lot of stressors in their lives. I could think about a young lady that when she first came to my class, she was sleeping, and I didn't think I was boring. I thought I was planning some pretty good lessons. And so I allowed her to do that maybe 2 days. And then I told her to just wait because I needed to talk with her. And I found out that her father was an alcoholic. He was
Mm.
fighting the mother at night, and she and her sister had to stay up most of the night to keep the dad from being abusive towards their mother. So I found out what was going on. We did a home visit, and I worked with the family, and things got better, because she couldn't continue to sleep in the classroom. But I knew if she had a bad night that there was something that I needed to do, even if I allowed her to maybe go in an area where she had some privacy in the classroom, in a cubicle, and maybe she did have to close her eyes for 5 minutes. But you just
Right.
got to know what is really going on with people. Even in our families, a lot of times we just don't know what's going on with people because we don't ask key questions, and so
Yep.
we miss out by
Yeah.
not really taking the time to get to know people.
Yeah. That's
Amen.
right.
Amen. Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Well, I sure thank you, Mother Boynes, for that. Ladies, we got to take a quick break. Business coach Tim has joined us. We're going to take a
Good.
quick break, and we're going to be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Listen.
you. The Curry Insurance Agency has served the community for over 30 years with hundreds of trained representatives to assist you in selecting health plans. Curry Insurance Agency is the largest marketing insurance group in the state of South Carolina for Medicare Advantage and represents all major health carriers. Annual enrollment for Medicare Advantage is October the 15th through December the 7th. Curry's motto is people don't know how much you know until they know how much you care. Call Curry Insurance Agency today at 803-536-0889. The Cecil Williams South Carolina Civil Rights Museum is the Palmetto State's first and only museum. It honors a generation of people, black and white, throughout the state of South Carolina who deserve to be remembered for their unselfish commitments and sacrifices. Enjoy an immersive and entertaining virtual tour. For more information, visit www.cecilwilliams.com. Welcome back. Listen, if you're just joining us, I'm talking with the founders and directors of Pathway Career Center Incorporated. And we just had the motivator business coach, the founder of Entrepreneurship, University Business Trade School, and Business Incubator, business coach Tim Simpson has just joined us. And so we have these wonderful ladies. And Tim, you are on. How are you, sir?
Oh, still frozen.
Hello, Tim. Can you hear us? We can't hear you. Technical difficulties again.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
What?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you
All right, can
for
y'all hear
thank
me?
you. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Thank you for joining us. I just want
Okay,
to
good
ask
deal.
you, can you hear us? Can you hear me okay? Tim, can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. I can.
Okay, great. So,
Yes,
this
I
is
can hear you.
wonderful. I can. All right, wonderful. So, Tim, want to ask you, tell us a little bit. Well, first of all, just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then talk about how you became involved with Pathway Career Training, the Pathway Career Training Center.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know,
So I am a business coach. Can you hear me?
Yes.
yes,
All right. I'm not. Am I froze or am I
you,
live?
We can hear you.
we
Gotcha.
can
Okay.
hear
So I'm
you.
a business coach and a serial entrepreneur. I love business. Okay. Gotcha.
All
Okay.
right.
Oh,
So that's okay. Internet, sometimes we are streaming live and sometimes the internet can be a little unstable. And so folks that are joining us, we thank you for joining us again. As I said, we're with Pathway Career Training Center founders and directors, Cassandra Boswell, Kathleen Rogers, Alberta Bowens, and Miss Vania Strange. And so, ladies, yeah, I said strange. You laughed when I said that. So I was like, oh, did I say something strange? No pun intended. No pun intended.
No pun intended. I get that all the time. Everyone has jokes by that name.
No pun intended. Okay, so Tim has come back in. Let's see how this is, Tim. All right. So Tim, just tell us a little bit about
Okay.
yourself.
Now is that on my end?
It's
Yeah.
it is on your end.
Okay.
Yes.
So business coach, serial entrepreneur, own 6 industries.
Oh,
that
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's so disappointing because
So
yeah.
I'm actually at one of my state contracts. So I'm in Lexington. Not sure what's going on with the reception out here.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's all right. Are you on your phone as
Oh
well?
wow.
Yeah. So no worries.
I
If it
see.
goes out again and we have difficulties, we're gonna have you come back on, man, because you're the motivator.
Yeah.
I want to hear.
Can y'all still hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can
we
hear you.
can. Yes, we can.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually on my phone. I didn't quite make it home.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Because
Yeah, I'm
if
not sure what's going on.
yeah, because we're streaming, sometimes
Okay.
with phones when we're streaming, it does it you don't have
Oh,
the strong connection.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So so if you can hear us, Tim,
All right.
if
I'm not sure how much y'all caught.
we did not catch much of it. Um
start
and
from the beginning.
yeah, if you can start from the beginning.
Right. Okay. Ah, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's
It's
okay.
it's all right. It's all right. because Cassandra, what we may do, team, is we may just have him come back on with us in January,
Okay.
and then that way, he may be in a better place. And I do apologize again, to you all and to the viewers for any difficulties, but we don't have control of his side.
Yeah.
And it seems like this, with Tiana letting me know, it's on his end, not on our end. But we'll get it straight, and we'll still
Yeah.
hang in here. So Tim,
Yeah.
if you chime in, that's fine. Otherwise, we can see you in January, and I look forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So while Tim is trying to work out those issues on his end, let's talk about the accomplishments thus far, for this year. You all have just started this, as
Okay.
Kathleen said. Tim, you are implementing, really putting things together, getting ready to roll out. So talk about what has been your biggest accomplishment this year.
I think that, and you all of you guys can take a shot at this. I think our greatest accomplishment is getting the board members on, are people that are trusting, people that love people, and that they can see our vision. And I think that's the greatest accomplishment, is to have and be surrounded around someone who really understands what you're trying to do. Because I could tell, my best friend something, and they could say, I don't think you could do that. But when you have someone who has gone on a journey already, and they can speak into your life, and they can speak into, and identify what you're trying to do and accomplish, I think that is just so great to me. And
Mm-hmm.
that, to me, I think is the greatest accomplishment, is to surround, again, myself with like-minded people who really understand what we're trying to do, which is empower, educate, empower, and enrich the lives of the students and individuals who come into Pathway Career Training Center, and so that we could help their communities to grow and
Mm-hmm.
thrive.
Okay. And so that building your team, building your board was very
Yeah.
important.
Very
Um,
important.
yeah, and Vanya, would you agree? And I want to add to that.
I definitely agree that the team has the same vision, and that's very important to the leadership of our of Pathway Career Training Center. So as we bring other people on board, our program coordinators underneath our other departments, our IT departments, our construction department, our labor department, they need to see that vision and that leadership. And as they come on board, we can just, go like this and just be,
Just just
yeah,
open
and
open.
open up pathways for this program to really, really thrive
Mhm.
nationally and globally.
Uh,
Yeah.
and so I'm going to ask this question, because it has to do with COVID. I talked about COVID earlier. As you were visualizing, or the vision that you had for the organization, how has COVID played a part in that, and how did it impact your plans for starting this organization, if at all?
Well, that was one of the things Vanya and I had talked about, and so we know that there's the students, sometimes they have them to come home, because my niece and my nephew had to come home. They're in different states and colleges, and they had to come home because of COVID. So because we're a program or a module that you we are developing inside of churches and inside of community centers, we thought it would be advantageous for them all, that they would be successful in accomplishing it, because it wasn't something where you would be attached to other people so much, except for when they have to do the hands-on portion.
Hmm.
But we
Hmm.
would still be wearing masks, and being protective and things like that. But we thought 100% that this was a great opportunity for ministries and community centers. So we're still just so excited about what's happening and what's to come for Pathway Career Training Center. And
Yeah, I think
Wow.
I think also what we need to indicate is, before we go into a community center or a church, we ask them, Tammy, what is their policy as it relates to COVID, so we can understand. And if they say they don't have a policy, that might not be a place we want to go and offer classes. So we're very cognizant of that. So we look to
Right.
see what is their policy, and then we let the people know this is how it has to be.
Wow, and that's very important. With where we are right
Yeah.
now, with everything that's going on with COVID. And so, having said that, the question comes to mind about any struggles. Did you all think that, or any challenges that you had with really pulling this together? What were some of those? What were some of those challenges, if any?
You want to take that, Vanya?
I can relate a challenge
Please.
as the chair of the president of the board. Okay, I have spent a lot of time going, no, 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 no. No, so that has been the challenge. It's like you have a vision, but there's rules out there, and there's a certain way. And my thing to them is, you're in the development stage. You have to build a strong foundation. So
Yeah.
you just can't jump out there and do everything all at once. You have to build your foundation, build your bricks, and then go from there. So my biggest challenge has been telling them to slow their roll. And no, you can't do that.
And
That's what it's been for me.
I tell her, Tammy, these two ladies here, Reverend Bowens and Miss Rogers, they are like mothers to me. And I told Vanya that they would be so they would be so valuable to us, just priceless. Their wisdom is priceless. Because they care so much, you can just hear it in their conversation. And when she says no, or she says don't do this, it's such wise counseling. Like, everybody, like E.F. Hutton, they just be quiet because they'd be like, what Kathleen gonna say? Because she has really understood opening up a business and knowing how difficult things could be. And so that was why we picked her to be our president, because she, like I always say to people, she's been there, she's done that, and she really has the awards on her wall of all of the things that it would take for you to be a success. And she's been a success. Mother Bowens is a success. They are a success, retired or not. People are still looking to them. I'm definitely looking to them for guidance and instructions to say, don't let me put my hand in the fire. Please pull me out. And that's really what they have done. And I am so grateful and thankful to them both, for guiding me and Vanya and just instructing us in such a way. It just means the world to me.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I've known Kathleen for years, and I know Mother Bowens as well. So, I know these ladies, and as you said, great counsel, and that's important. That is important whenever you're building an organization, whenever you're building a board, and you see what needs to happen. And Kathleen, you know about these boards, so that's all I can say. we have to talk offline about that one. Now, ladies, we don't have a whole lot of time, but I do want to ask, what's next for the center? And when I ask that question, I mean, what can the community do to help you get to the next level?
I'll start off, and then Vanya, you could add in. My greatest desire, because our Legacy and Leadership series will be in Orangeburg, South Carolina, the beautiful Orangeburg County Library and Conference Center. Please come and support us. This is for your community. We have speakers that are from your community, from your colleges, that are coming out, and they just want to bless the young people. So your support is invaluable. We would love your support and helping us to accomplish these things for us. This is for us to do greater things.
Wonderful. And what
Yeah.
can, oh, Vanya, I'm sorry, you go ahead.
You know, starting a 501c3 is no easy task, and it takes a lot of people. And because we are very community oriented, we need businesses in the community to support us. We need all the experts in the community to support us. We need, because we're going to need jobs, placement for everyone. We're
Yes.
going to need to partner with some, businesses and good community partners. So we're
Mhm.
we're we're reaching out to them, and they've been very receptive to us. And so we really feel as though we will meet our timeline.
Oh, I know you're gonna meet your timeline. You got Kathleen and Mother Bowens. You're gonna meet that timeline. That's all to it. So
Yes.
let me ask you this: there was something you said about the leadership launch is happening in Orangeburg, January the 15th, at the Orangeburg County Library and Conference Center. What are the ages, and who can attend this event?
um we're actually asking everyone to be there. We're really focusing on high school students, college students, entrepreneurs, and other everyone organizations. We do have 10 vendors. We only have four slots left. So if you're interested, please go to our website, and you could definitely fill out the form there, and we'll send you some information on that. But we have just four slots left for vendors if you'd like to be a vendor at our legacy and leadership series that's going on January the 15th in Orangeburg, South Carolina. But we're asking everybody to come out because Tim, who I wish he could have been on, but the next time, has a junior CEO program that he started. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's for entrepreneurs and leadership. So, even, junior high school students that can come because he's going to touch all of them, so that would be phenomenal if they all could come.
Wow. This is big news for the city of Orangeburg. As we say, it's a great day in Orangeburg.
It's a
So
great day in Orangeburg. I love
how
that.
about that? How about that? Now, the vendors, you talk about you only are going to have 10 vendors. You have four slots left. What type of vendors are you looking for?
We're looking for vendors that understand leadership, first of all, that have an entrepreneurial spirit, that will be able to welcome young people of all ages, like I said, anywhere from, elementary school to college students, because you have young people already. They have an invention, they're
Hmm.
creative, and they want to know. So we're looking for vendors who want to tell them about their corporation, something that they started, and how to do it. Tim is definitely going to bring the heat. He's going to tell you from A to Z how to do it and how to become your own CEO. He has it locked down, all of the information. But we definitely want community leaders to come out. We're inviting you, the mayor. We're looking for you out there, the mayor.
Oh,
we're,
yeah.
looking, we're looking for all of these community leaders, banks, come and support Orangeburg, South Carolina community events. And also Vanya is, she'll tell you about legacy and leadership. We're also going to have a series in Georgia. So, please call us and go to the website. Let us know you're interested to speak at one of our events. We're looking forward to seeing you there.
Wow. So that I tell you, that's what's next, and that's how the community can get involved. Ladies, this has been great. And so, I always ask, there are two questions that I ask before we close out. And I want each of you to take at least a 30 seconds to, or a minute. You might have 60 seconds. I'm going to start with you, Kathleen. What is the takeaway? As people are watching this, because we have quite a few people on right now, what's the takeaway from this interview that you want people to take with them to have?
Well, I want them to remember our name and to remember our purpose, and to also consider lending a hand in any way they can. We're certainly open to volunteers to come in and assist us. So that's the main thing. Don't forget who we are, and please volunteer. And of course, there's always funding is always a wonderful thing to have people give donations to help support the organization. And,
Mhm.
every little bit helps. $10 is just as great as $100. So, if you
Right.
feel like this is something that, you can support, it would be great if you, could do that as well.
Thank you. And Mother Bowens, what is the takeaway?
The takeaway is that we need financial support. Money is a medium of exchange, and we need for people to just pour into the lives of young people and just be supportive financially, spiritually, in every way possible. But we have to invest in this project, and all of us in the community. It takes a village. It really takes a village, and we are just asking people to support us financially, spiritually, every way possible. But we do need funds, and that's just the bottom line.
Yeah. Okay. You heard it right here. And so we can go to the website. Vanya, what's the takeaway?
Well, the takeaway, like everyone said, is to really support Pathway Career Training Center. Our leadership speaker series is really our fundraiser monthly. We'll have 2 or 3 speakers in South Carolina and in Georgia, starting February in Georgia. And we just want people to be empowered through listening to people in the community, letting them know how they started the business, how they became leaders, and how they were empowered by someone, how education empowered them, and what
Mhm.
kind of job skills made them, great.
Mhm.
So they're going to impart their knowledge on the community, and
Yeah.
also we'll be able to raise funds through that. But yes,
Wow.
sponsorships, donations. We're looking for some good partners
Good.
to partner with
Wow.
so
Well,
we can
that's
grow.
yeah, and you need that. And Cassandra, what's the takeaway?
I piggybacking on all of these powerful, great ladies right here. Definitely, we need funding. I just want the community to understand and know this is for you. This is so that we could pass the baton to the next generation. That's what it's all about. Legacy and leadership. We just want you to know that every person, there's a leader inside of you. That's the way God made us. We're just trying to provide the wisdom so that your youth can take the next generation and shake this world up so we could have wisdom and kindness and love and respect of person. So please come out, support us. Like they said, no amount is too small. We greatly appreciate anything that you can give toward our mission to be a blessing to your community, to our community. That's what
Mhm.
it's about.
Wow. Ladies, I tell you, this has been fantastic. We're out of time. Well, I could talk to you all night. And I guess folks are saying, no, not all night now, not all night, but we could do that all night. So last question, 3 words that describe your organization. Who's going to take one word? Well, since I got 4 of you, 4 words that describe your organization. Start with you, Mother Bowens. That just a word.
Energetic.
Okay. Next, Vanya.
Empowering.
Next, Kathleen.
Visionary.
And Cassandra.
Next level.
Wow. Next level. Well, you all are taking it to the next level, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be a part of that. Thank you again, ladies, for being the powerful and phenomenal women that you are.
Thank you,
And if
Tim.
there's anything that I can do here on the Tammy Show or otherwise, all you have to do is call.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank
Love
you for
Thank you
you.
so
having
much.
us,
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Tammy.
for having
Thank
us
you,
on.
ladies.
Thank you. Thank you so
See you
much.
next month.
Love
Thank
you
you.
all.
Love
Love you all
you.
so much. You all
Love
be
you.
blessed and congratulations to you.
Thank
Thank
All
you.
right.
you.
God bless
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Happy
Congratulations.
holidays.
Happy
Happy holidays to
holidays.
you
Yes.
too.
Merry Christmas,
Yes.
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Marie. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. All right. Well, listen, the folks, you heard it right here on Tammy. We want to thank you for being on the show. And ladies, since you're still with me, just want to say thank you again. I want to always, as I always do when I end the show, I want to thank my producer, Alicia, and I want to definitely shout out to my assistant producer, Tiana, who always puts everything together, and she keeps me together. And so I want to thank her. But I always want people to remember, you can subscribe to the Tammy TV show. This is on YouTube. So please subscribe. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button and you learn more about what's happening on Tammy. Listen, I want everybody to be a blessing. Let's be a blessing to somebody today and every day. It doesn't take anything just to say, hello, how you doing? If you have to pay for somebody's groceries or you have to do something for somebody, be a blessing. And it doesn't always take money, because sometimes people just need you to listen to them. All right. So I'm encouraging you to do that. And again, thank you, ladies, for being on the show. Thank you, viewers, for joining us. We had a great show today. We had a lot of people listening. And so I want to thank you. If you have some information that you'd like to share with us on the Tammy Show, you can go to info@tammymccotry.com. Again, take care of yourself. And until the next time, I love you all. Bye-bye.